Most currencies that people are familiar with, say the dollar or the euro, there is a government agency that determines what the supply of that money will be, and usually it's to promote the economic wealth of that country, to make sure that there is a steady rate of inflation, and also to make sure that unemployment is where it should be. A lot of people think that that's actually bad, not modern economists, but there's a group of people who think that's bad for the economy and not good for a currency system. And that's the way Bitcoin works, is it limits the rate of creation of new Bitcoins, and it's known ahead of time, and there's never going to be more than 21 million Bitcoins. So those are some of the key features of Bitcoin. And because it's a digital currency, people can use it online. They can send it to one another, and they can do so without a financial intermediary if they want to. You can hold the Bitcoin on your own computer. It's sort of like holding cash. If your computer gets destroyed or hacked into, it's like someone coming in and just taking the cash right from underneath your mattress. If the price of Bitcoins is going up, which means that its dollar value is increasing, then you're really disincentivized from wanting to spend your Bitcoins, because if you buy some groceries today, you may have been able to buy double the amount of groceries, or you may have been able to buy the same amount of groceries for half the Bitcoins the next day. So that's a problem. Volatility is very bad for a currency, and there are a number of reasons for that. One is, imagine if you're a buyer or a seller and you make a deal with someone, and then a few hours later or a day later, the price fluctuates wildly. Depending on which side of that transaction you're on, you're going to have a big incentive to try to cancel the transaction. If I had to pull a number out of the air, maybe 15%, 20% of transactions involving Bitcoins have to do with illegal goods. Silk Road is like an eBay or a Craigslist for illegal drugs, and it allows buyers and sellers to anonymously meet up and use Bitcoins, which are pseudo-anonymous, to transact with one another. And there are other illegal marketplaces that exist as well. That doesn't necessarily always have to be the case. More legitimate uses are appearing every day. There's no regulators that are looking at the data and ensuring that people aren't manipulating it, and ensuring that these exchanges are working prudently to prevent market manipulation. Posts on various forums involved with Bitcoin, both on Reddit and elsewhere, suggesting that there's been manipulation, and the way it works is, rumors or people using their own money to buy up Bitcoin and cause what looks like a huge surge in demand to increase the price, and then to use what are known as distributed denial of service attacks to attack the exchanges like Mt. Gox and other services that people rely on, that would cause a crisis in confidence and make the price go plummeting down, and then they would buy it up again as soon as it goes down, and rinse and repeat. Bitcoin is not for the faint of heart. It's not an investment that most people should look into. I don't think any sane financial advisor would ever recommend someone be invested in it. There's so many risks to it. Among others, security. It's really, really difficult to hold a Bitcoin securely. So you have the option of holding it on your own computer, where it's like holding cash under your mattress, and that's obviously a bad idea. Or you can hold it with these third-party e-wallet providers, but these are nothing like banks, because they themselves can be hacked, or you don't have any assurance that they won't just take your money and run. So security is a big concern. Another big concern is regulations. It's a really early currency. We don't really know what governments around the world, including in the United States, are going to do. My own guess is that there's not going to be a blanket ban on it saying, in the US you can't use Bitcoin. But that doesn't mean that there might be, either states or the federal government comes out with regulations on how you can use Bitcoins in certain ways and not use it in other ways, which may limit its usefulness and limit its value. My hope is that in the long run, that people will generally learn about this currency, and maybe every time there's a media story, people won't just run out to buy it, and instead its price will be anchored to its usefulness in terms of an actual currency, because of companies that are coming out to support it and to use it. But I think we're still a whiles away from getting there.